Can you say something? I fucked up the audio again.
Hello,
Okay.
it's me.
I fucked up the audio again.
Hello,
Okay.
it's me.
I fucked up the audio again. Oh
Hello,
shit.
it's-
Technical difficulties, chat. Don't look. Yes. Can you say something now?
Hello, it's me.
Okay, it's fixed.
You're a technical wizard now.
Yeah, done. Now we just need to wait for the need for the dunk.
Okay.
I
He
will
has
give
one
him.
more
I will
minute.
give him a gentle
There he is.
push.
What is this?
Hello, brothers.
Oh, that's just
Hello.
gentle push. All right. So to unfuck it, you have to Oh, you have camera. Yes. Yes.
Ooh.
We up.
Nice.
Hell
nice.
yeah. All right. Let me check
Hello,
if
hello.
everything is all right.
Wait.
Twitch is up.
Poof.
Poof.
I have too much shit. Where is this window capture?
Wait.
It went bagoosh.
Okay, I think that Twitch is up. Let me check YouTube. Technically, we are alive in 1 minute.
I think it works. Pog.
Poggers. Now let me check the YouTube. Pogs, multi-chat. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Poof! Action! Hell yeah!
You need to do like an introduction or something. You can't just say hell yeah.
Hell yeah! It's Bootleg Podcast. Greetings everyone, welcome. I'm your host, Wizard, and those are my today. One guy is usually with me, and there is one new guy. The new guy, Dank? Can you tell something about yourself?
What's up, guys? I'm Dank RNG. I have been playing MMOs for like 20 years, and I currently have a disorder called I play Throne and Liberty as a main game.
Okay, then quick
That does
ask.
sound like a
Why are
disorder,
you gay?
First of all, aren't you interested in Aion too? All right, that's literally
Yes,
the
but
mobile,
why you are playing
low-budget
Throne and Liberty?
baby boy version of Throne and Liberty? Dude.
don't
No,
disagree with that.
no,
Come
no.
on.
That's completely
even
different
disagree.
story.
And first of all, by the way,
Echo?
we need to set up this fucking stream together thing.
Echo, it's echo for me.
I am not live
Okay,
right
test.
now, actually.
Oh, then
Is
then we
the
just need to
audio okay?
share the
Because
chat.
some guy says echo. Fine now.
That's
Good.
right, mobile shit. Mobile shit. Exactly.
What mobile shit? Shut up.
Press
We
the
have
share chat
the
option,
list.
wizard.
We have the list. Okay.
You need to share the chat.
Oh, share the chat. Yeah, true. Get
That's
me.
a good question, Jubal. I don't know how his ears hold up. His
But it
headset
shows
like
that we share the chat. That we are together. Right? It's like there is your icon and there is like small retard in the corner.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Join.
It's like bottom right
Chat.
of the window.
On the right side, I think he's talking about the share chat thing.
Yes.
It's on the right side. Yeah, it should be a little button.
I can't do it because you are the host.
Okay, I am retarded with that. So can I undo it and you can do it?
Yes.
How you undo it?
Did you have a window
chat,
open
yes.
somewhere?
Start sharing chat. Yes.
I just left.
Fuck.
Okay, I'll just rejoin.
Okay, we have shared chat now. Technical
Wait, not yet,
difficulties.
not
Okay.
yet, not yet. Here.
Shared chat and
Join. So now you have to. Oh, it's enabled, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay,
No, you
let's
can-
go.
Okay, it's working. Do you want to join too, Tank? For maximum
I'm
autism
not
or
live
no?
right now.
He's not live.
I'm
He's
not
not
live
live.
right now,
Alright.
thank you though.
So thank you. After some short technical difficulties, we repeat for everyone. We have Dan Energy, special guest today. You know Neko, you know me. He plays Throne and Liberty. What your expertise is? Is this your first MMO, or it's like you are mentally ill for longer? Tell about yourself.
I've definitely been chronically mentally ill for longer than I have not in my life. I'm 33 and I've got about 22, 23 years.
You look like
experience in
25.
MMORPGs.
You look like
Thank
Gen
you,
Z.
man. Thank
Yes. Yeah, I was like, this guy's like 22, 23. You look young. I will not suspect you to be 33.
I don't go outside, bro. It's the sun that makes people
True.
look old, dude. You just don't go
Okay.
outside and you stay young forever.
So what is your favorite MMO? What is your camp? I want to hear it.
RuneScape, hands down. Like the best
Not as bad.
MMORPG to ever come out. Shit graphics, shit combat are the only things that hold that game back.
I agree with this.
Hands down.
Okay.
Yep.
I only watch RuneScape because there is a streamer that her tits are the size of the planet.
I'm not gonna name any names.
You know which one. Everyone
We
know
know.
which one, yeah. That's my RuneScape experience.
We also see in
Hell yeah.
Dank's background, he has a picture of the wizard on his wall. So big
Yep,
fan.
I keep them everywhere I go, dude.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It looks like him.
Good. So, RuneScape is a respectable MMO. We have to say that, alright? It's not WoW, it's not Final Fantasy for the casuals. It's a respectable MMO. Okay. Do you want to add? But what was before? What was before? RuneScape and Throne and Liberty only?
No, man. I mean, I've played 50 to 100 MMOs in between those, but RuneScape is definitely the one that I hold with the highest regard.
What's second place?
I did the second place, probably World of Warcraft private servers.
We should keep him on the podcast. He knows what he's talking about. Actually, I retract that statement. He played way too much Terrace Land for me to say that. So
He played Tarisland?
Somebody had
He
to,
played
bro. Somebody
Tarisland?
had
Oh
to.
no. We have criminal record on perfect, characteristic, and now you hear some criminal record.
It's like I was in college again, bro. I was experimenting, okay?
Oh,
A mobile
okay.
game. Let me try it. And now that's how I know that Aion 2 is going to be shit, because I played Tarisland, so...
What? What?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get into Aion 2. Okay, we're gonna get into Aion 2. But let's open my my thingy. Poof. And let's start our first topic. Bellatorez. Did you get a key? One of you? Did you get any of your keys?
I played, yes.
All right.
I did, but I did not
Unfortunately,
play.
I didn't get a key. No one, and the guy from my Discord, get a key, didn't want me to get his Steam, so I banned him. And
Rightfully so. Deserved.
so you have to tell me.
Okay, I guess I
You have
played
to
it.
tell me.
I played it. For like 5 hours, 6
Okay.
hours, something like that. The beginning was not too bad because it reminded me a little bit of like a proper medieval game, a little bit like the introduction to Throne Liberty, a little bit, where it's like more grounded, not a lot of like weird shit, not really stylized, none of that, right?
Okay.
The moment you enter the combat for the first time is really where like you hit a brick wall and you immediately want to stop playing the game. And at no point in the game, no matter what ability I use, no matter what weapon I use, no matter what the fuck I was doing, it always felt like I was playing with gloves on. And to be honest, the only game that had a worse combat system was Throne and Liberty in the Korean beta with autoplay.
Oh.
That was the only game I've played that had worse combat. And I would even argue the old school RuneScape has better combat than that. It's
like animation lock. What was like? What was
it has like
everything?
There was
so
like
you try to like sluggish describe it. Sluggish.
I think there was a clip from Canon where one of his abilities had like a 6 to 7 second cast time as a melee character.
Okay.
Where you stand still.
7-second cast time on melee character.
Yep. You can't move while doing it. You can't do anything. You're just in there. It's everything. It's
the game has come
sluggish.
a long way.
Yeah, it seems like it did. Like it seems like we're going backwards. It was depressing to play. The more I played, the more depressing it got. The questing was generic at best. The dungeons or whatever were generic at best. The items were terrible. The crafting was terrible. Because the crafting had like weird bottlenecks at every stage where you need to grind really low level mobs, which barely gave you anything at all, and you needed to farm like a very rare stone even to craft the tier 1 weapons that you needed to craft to even craft better weapons. So you basically went back and grinded low level mobs for like 10 hours to get to the next tier.
Oh yeah, that's your typical Korean MMO. I don't find it as a problem. If the combat is fun and you can like pull 100 monster, whoosh them, then it's not a problem. But if it's like you bleeding from anus and then you have to kill 100 monster, then it's a problem.
Yeah, it wasn't. I basically not actually no. I have 2 good things to say about it.
Okay.
The UI was really nice.
Oh.
There was like a Kingdom Come Deliverance kind of UI, like really medieval, looked nice, and the music was really good.
And it's not like an asset store that triggers the warning on the YouTube.
I don't think so, at least. But
Okay.
everything else, like gameplay wise, I don't think I'll ever play it again.
Okay. And now, Dank, what's your take? You play it or also?
I didn't actually play it. They sent me a key like the last day or whatever. I had some stuff going on. I was actually interested in it because it seemed like it might be, a more PvP focused Chrono Odyssey. And that's like my main focus in games. I don't know. I'm kind of old and retired now, but I do like PvP a lot, and Chrono just didn't hit that mark at all for me.
Chrono didn't work. Okay, let's start with it didn't hit any mark because it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't. I will say one thing about Chrono, though, is if they had, like, their settings in the UI to where we could turn on certain things like DLSS, the game would have ran a lot smoother. They already had those in the game's files, but they weren't turned on by default. So, like, my first 2 days, I hated Chrono. And then by day 3, I was like, all right, this is actually a decent game. There's potential, right? But it's still a shit show, and it's a good thing that they delayed it.
Oh yeah, it's delayed for like next year, yes?
End of next year.
End of next year.
Just for best. That's honestly the best thing that they could have done. Like,
yeah, true.
Push it back at least a year.
So the Bellatorez has also potential or no potential? We only Neko played. And Neko is usually, if Neko say 1, the game is like 3 or 2. Okay, we have to he's downplaying all of the games. So it's like 2 out of 10, not 1 out of 10. No hope, you see? You tell, Neko? Any hope?
I don't think... It seemed very polished. Like in comparison to Chrono, I'm sorry for the dogs in the background if you can hear them. It seemed really polished. It seemed like at a much more final state than Chrono was. Which is kind of... a good thing, but it's also a really bad thing because it's so advanced and it's so trash that they kind of have to rework the entire game. So it's like I can see Chrono, having more potential for sure.
Okay. Then only one person played. We cannot judge this one. We cannot. When is the next? Next beta or something? They said or no?
I don't think we know.
We don't know. Right. So at the moment, 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. Only Neko played. We just seen. Cannot really tell. We'll see in the future. All right. Chrono Odyssey delay next in the menu. Chrono Odyssey delay. Boof. Any hope for this game? Do you think they're gonna recover or no?
I think it can actually. Again, the game ran a lot better on that third day when I fiddled with the settings and the files and stuff. But it needs that year. I think a year is probably good enough to give it at least a month worth of gameplay, because it really felt like right now it only has a week worth of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Give it at least a month worth of gameplay, which I think is fair enough if people are spending money on something. Like a month of playing a game 6 to 8 hours a day is sufficient for me to want to spend 40 or 50 bucks on, personally. And I think that the fights were fun in Chrono, and the game was visually nice once you got the files running properly. And people are really interested in an MMO like that, where it's kind of Souls-like, kind of MMO-like, even though, to be honest, you pretty much had to run around with no armor on, with level 1 weapons to make it feel Souls-like.
True.
It's probably going to end up failing, but that's every game.
That's very optimistic.
Game, there's absolutely a chance. It's got a chance to succeed. It's just unlikely.
I mean, in the case of New World, which is probably the closest comparison, I would say New World was a failure, but financially it obviously wasn't. Financially, this was probably the biggest success that studio ever had. So,
well, they have zero success, so
yeah, it's not a high bar, but
yes, that's not high bar.
I think Chrono. I think the biggest red flag for me was they were so disingenuous with what the game even is, and before the public got their hands on it. And I also heard from a German streamer talked about it on stream that within that Chrono Odyssey feedback content creator Discord, before that test happened, everyone was raving about the game. This is the best game.
Yeah,
for
what
the last
happened?
20 years. This is the second coming of Jesus Christ. That's the kind of vibe that was going on there, and that's probably why they thought, oh, let's just release this to the public. They love this so much.
Yeah, what's the I don't know where some content creators, I don't know what the fuck, where have the brain or eyes.
Yeah, I heard that literally that 95% of those people in the Discord were raving, and there was very few who were critical of it.
So because the RH is coming, RH Chronicle and Good Sucking will let you slide into next project, straight to next Cacao game. RH, and you will be again, because it's huge advantage for the content creators. If you have private server, pre-launch, you can play, you can, you don't need to rush. You can slowly build your video, make your content. That's advantageous. So I will also be let's not cook them too much.
I mean, did you hear about Arcade not being MMO anymore?
Oh, yes. But we will see. We will see. That's not enough data. No one's seen the game yet to judge it. So I will leave it for the next one.
I've had some secret input a long time ago, where that was already pretty much set in stone long before they announced it. That it was not going to be your traditional MMO, but more like an online action RPG.
More like Souls-like experience, like the Vindictus. Yes, something like that.
I mean, maybe not that Souls-like and that single player, but more in that direction.
Hood-based, something like that, or what? What's the cook? We will see. Not enough information. I look into it. I look through the forums that are still not blocked by UK yet, and you know, there was not enough like juice, not enough meat to talk about it, and it's gonna be probably the closed beta test will be fourth quarter 25, so September, November, there should be RH beta, and we will see what it's all about. Anything would want to add about Chrono?
I think that's a beaten horse at this point.
Yeah, beaten horse. Good they delay it. We will see in a year.
Yep.
We'll see in a year.
Except
All right.
the only downside is in a year there's going to be like 20 more of the exact same game.
Oh yeah, there is the amount of MMOs from Korea that they cooked this year is insane. It's like 15. I just like, all right, I will not report on every single one. Let's look at them when they're gonna release and not die. And
but it's only quantity, not quality. That's the problem.
Yep.
Yeah, but we never had this much in like 10 years.
Yep.
Starlight, Architect, Bellatorez, and so on. Good. So Chrono, beaten horse, Blue Protocol. Next.
Oof.
People are saying that it's amazing, and we should check it.
I
And
feel
it's
like those
actually
people
legit.
probably beat it to cartoons.
I mean, maybe those people needed to play some Terrasland just to understand
Probably.
how terrible a mobile crossplay MMO is going to be, okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Terrasland. They promise. Okay, I played the game and it was bozo, but it was like 6 out of 10. It was like not bad, not good. I just like, oh yeah, they promise not pay to win, and then they introduce Giga pay to win.
Yep.
And that what
Yeah,
like turned me away.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, you played the game
something to do
religiously, I
somewhat.
heard. Can you give us a take?
Tarisland, I mean, you know, it was a mobile MMO. It was kind of promising in the betas when, like you were saying, they didn't have any pay to win or anything like that. There was just a lot of inherent problems with Tarisland that come with it being a cross mobile and PC game. Like, those communities just want two completely different things out of their games. I'm pretty sure the entire project is shut down right now. Like, nobody ever streams the game or anything. I don't even think it made it to a season 2, which it was their plan. That was another big flaw, was you have an MMORPG and then you go on a seasonal system where, like, these developers love to say, like, the game's not pay to win because you can eventually catch up in power. But as soon as a free-to-play player or somebody that barely spends any money in the game were to catch up to that point, they would only be able to enjoy it for like a week or two, and then boom, here's the new higher gear score power or whatever, and it's like, okay, well, this whale got to enjoy high gear score for like 3 months. I got 2 weeks out of it. Like, I don't know. That's how that game felt to me overall. You were always at a slight disadvantage if you didn't play like each day and do the content as soon as you got into the game on day one. Like, if you didn't start day one, you were kind of ruined until the next season. But it was, you know, it was something to do. It had Battlegrounds, which is something that Throne doesn't have until next month. But that's something that Throne didn't have. You know, I love my PvP, my queuable PvP. Back when I played WoW private servers, that's pretty much all I did, was play Instant 80, Wrath of the Lich King private servers and do BGs and Arena all day. So, I mean, I liked that they had both Battlegrounds and Arena. And honestly, the Arena in that game was pretty fucking good, man. Like, it was equalized and stuff, and you don't see that from games anymore. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you have a game with pay to win or pay to progress in any way, shape, or form, you absolutely have to have a form of equalized PvP. Otherwise, new players will never get into your game, and your it'll be just like Throne and Liberty is, where you have this constant downward trend of people just leaving the game, especially PvP players, and then you don't have new players to replace them, right? You have to have some carrot to dangle in front of the new player's face to be like, this is what PvP is like. Now, all PvP doesn't have to be equalized, but there has to be a form of equalized PvP for them to enjoy it. Like in Throne, you have to wait 2-3 months in order to actually get into PvP and enjoy it. No sane PvP player is going to play a game and only PvE for 2 or 3 months to get to the content that they want. So it's just non-stop downward trend.
Yeah, especially as you said, like if the game has any sort of pay to win, it's even more important.
Yes.
Wait,
Oh yeah, I can stand by that. If you have pay to win in game, then you should have normalized. But normalized PvP in the first place, nemech. But if you have pay to win, I can see angle for that to be necessary.
Which Tarsland was, so.
Alright.
Yeah, I remember Terrasland was initially supposed to be a WoW clone, right? Because it was shutting down in China.
Yeah, it was Chinese WoW.
That was the plan.
I think it's back now. I think WoW's back in China, so just with a
so they closed the business.
So, yeah, basically. Yeah. Also, speaking of WoW private servers, are you gonna play any of the upcoming ones?
I fucked up. I fucked up, and I will be chained to Aion, but that's story for later.
Yeah, because there's one that I'm really excited about called Project Epoch, but their servers are just the
what about this Turtele WoW?
That's kind of a similar classic, both are classic plus things, but I think this new one that's coming out, or was supposed to come out 3 weeks ago, design-wise makes more sense. So that's why I'm more excited for that. But Turtle also has a new server tomorrow.
Okay. When I have nothing to do, I may look into this. But for now, I am on hype train, and I am eating well. I'm eating well.
We get
into that. We're gonna get into that because I see I have 2 opponents that I have to grind to dust. But let's leave the spicy part in the end. Okay. But Blue Protocol status on us. Will we play it? Because they are gonna look for the beta now. You have to go to their Discord, type in who are you, what you want to play, and then they're gonna give a keys for a beta. Are you guys interested, or did you look at it? I was completely not interested, and I was like, whatever. And then some of my viewers are keep. You're gonna check it. You're gonna check out the Blue Protocol. It's super good. It's have good combat. There is dungeons. What's your guy take? Let's start with the dunk.
I'm not really into like enemies or mangoes or anything like that, so it's not really a game for me. But it definitely just looks like one last cash grab before they shut down the IP, in my opinion.
Nico?
I mean, they kind of sold it to China, and I mean the mobile is always a cash grab, right? They're like recycling the game. I already hated the game when it was PC only. That shit was terrible. Not as terrible as some other games, but pretty bad. Now that it's mobile crossplay, they changed some things for the better. Like they have more of a class identity, more skills, all of that stuff. But the moment it's mobile crossplay, in my book, that's doomed immediately. Like there's
you have to evolve from fucking cocoon, okay? You are in cocoon now. All new MMOs gonna be crossplay. You have to accept it. You have to evolve. It's the future. I don't like it. You think I like mobile? Mobile is trash, but we have to accept it. That most modern MMOs.
That's not evolving though. That's the opposite. It's devolving. You're going backwards if you do that. You would be going back to a caterpillar.
Yeah, just go play Albion, the supreme cross-play MMO.
It is what it is. I don't like it, but that's the future. Okay, so we have the Brutal Protocols sorted. So you're gonna guys check the EU version or
I don't even know.
No?
If I'm really desperate, maybe.
No, I will check it. I will check it, and
Our hero.
we will see. If it's gonna be us, then it's gonna be us. Okay. Next one is surprise for me. I also didn't get a key. Drakantos.
Oh,
This is this.
I have some hot takes.
This is
I think
this
it's-
like a sprite 2D one from the top. I didn't even know it existed, and then I see some people pop up video on the YouTube, and before I realized that it's happening, it was closed. So did some of you know what's up?
I think that's more up your alley. That game, I
Yeah.
did play it though.
I didn't actually do too much research on it. From what I have seen, I think the game looks really good if I was like watching a trailer from my Game Boy Color in 2001. But games need to stop with this, like, I'm bringing an old style graphic, like just go play old school RuneScape. That's what people are going to do if they want to play a holistic MMORPG that has graphics like that. I played an MMO called Raven Dawn a year ago, almost 2 years ago now. And while it was fun for a little bit, it was a massive dumpster fire, and they were just planning like NFT, blockchain, all kinds of like craziness, whatever with their game. And it was pretty much just like a beta test. I feel like unless you're an indie dev in college just trying to like put out a game to show that you can do it, like we need to stop making these games unless we're strictly making them for like handhelds or something.
Our degree, I played it for an hour maybe or two. I have nothing positive to say about this. Are
you guys copy? Are you brothers from another mother? What the fuck is this?
That was the combat was terrible. The graphics obviously outdated. The movement was the worst shit I've ever played. The progression was terrible. You didn't even have your own character. You played as a character, so everyone looks the same. It's basically 100% instance. The open world part is like minuscule. So you just go to the tavern and queue up for some random shit with random people. The items weren't cool. You could barely gather anything or interact with anything in the world. It felt like people who really like pixel art were like, oh, let's make a game. And then they just did the pixel art and the rest is empty, So...
do we have any good news? Do we have any good news? This.
Did you see the list of games that you had put together for us to talk about? Now you're asking.
Yeah, but news? You should propose something by yourself too. I'm not. There's so many in this year that I don't have clue, or I forgot.
Ashes of Creation Phase 3 at the end of
Ashes of Creation, God. Come on, Ashes of Creation, bro. 2050 maybe. It start promising, okay. It start promising, and then Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft bozos jump in and pull the game to their side, and I lost interest. It's supposed to be Lineage and RH like combine. And it was like, Korean MMO made non-pay to win Korean MMO made by Western devs. That was the plan. And then I see all of those bozos from different genres jump in and pull the rope to their side, and it's like, this is nothing now. This is like they try to make everyone happy, no one's gonna be happy.
In a way, yeah, I can somewhat agree with that. I think that as far as their business model and their plan for the game, there's nothing else. Like, if you have any hope that you're trying to put on any games as a PvP player, okay, I'll say this, as a PvP driven MMORPG player, that is the only game that you should have absolutely any hope for. There's nobody else making a non-pay to win PvP driven classic grindy style MMORPG that is on a somewhat modern engine. It just does not exist and probably will never exist. Because
I told that when I see Throne and Liberty, that maybe be the last one.
Yeah.
It's just people just like, don't like losing. Because in PvP game you have 10% winning, 90% losing, and those 90% quit the game, 10% stays, and they have no one to fight, and they left 2 game dice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
Neko, what's your Ashes of Creation take? I have
You already know mine.
yeah, but we have maybe some new frogs joining.
My take is just by doing the math and how fast they're progressing, because and the last time I tested the game was phase 1. I did do a little bit of phase 2, but judging by how far they came, I did some math back then. I can't pull it out of my head right now, but essentially, if they keep going at this pace, assuming they've been doing this for like 7-8 years, the game will probably release in like 70 to 80 years from now. So that's not a really
So you're
good
not
pace.
gonna make it.
Initially, I was hyped for it too, because it was more of an old school open world based, more like player tension, that kind of stuff, which I like. But I like the moment I played it for the first time, for me it was already over, to be honest. Like I don't have any hope left. I think I don't know what Steven is trying to do, what his hope is, like what his plan is, when this is supposed to come out.
Concern is Steven,
The way he handles the game, the way he showcases the game, it's just all a complete disaster. But in theory, I like what they're doing. In practice,
theory, yes.
I don't.
Theory, yes, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough, most likely. I don't know. I don't mind.
And I hate
games when
anime,
they're
and the
alphas
game
beta
looks
states.
okay. The game visually for me, it looks so ass. I don't know why.
No boob
The
sliders
visually,
at
the
Divium.
game is like, I don't know. It's completely not appealing.
I don't mind that. I think it looks better than Aion 2.
What?
Oh, yeah.
No. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
We asked for it. We asked for it. You ask for it. We activate. We are activating protocol. Activating
Oh,
protocol. Aion 2. Okay. Let's start with our guest. What you have to say? What you have
I
to
mean,
say?
in my opinion, this is 100% gonna be a flop. They don't actually have a target audience for the game. The OG Aion players are going to be upset with the dumbed down game because it's a mobile game. They're going to feel like they're being disserviced with their second release title that they've waited for like 20 years. The mobile players are going to hate it because it's going to be way too hard for them to play. Taurusland had half the buttons and skill macros to where you could set up whatever rotation you wanted and just press one button on mobile. Now, we haven't seen the mobile dev stream, but they have the same amount of abilities as Throne and Liberty, and that's like twice as many as Taurusland had. I just know that that's going to be a shit show. And mobile players complained in Taurusland about how PC players could just do so much more and be so much more efficient than them, and that was with a game that was very dumbed down, right? PC players are going to hate it because it's obviously a mobile game that's ported to PC, and you can just visually see that you're like kind of wasting your time as a PC player. And it almost reminds me of Monster Hunter Worlds versus Monster Hunter Wilds. Like Monster Hunter Worlds came out like 8 years ago, and even to this day has like good enough graphics to pass for a game of this day. But then you look at Monster Hunter Wilds, which came out this year, 8 years later, and it looks pretty much worse because it's dumbed down for mobile players. You sacrifice so much. Like that's how I feel. Like there's nobody that Aion 2 is actually going to satisfy, and the game will fail because of that. Just like how New World tried to attract every type of player. They tried to make their game for everyone, and it was actually for nobody.
All right. Neko.
I agree with everything. Besides that, I mean, Monster Hunter Wilds is obviously not mobile crossplay. I don't know if you meant a different one, but
I don't know the name. I never actually played. Whatever one came out recently looks like super mobile or console-y.
The console part. That's correct. Yeah, but
it looked like a mobile game. If it's not available on mobile, I have no idea what the fuck they were doing for 8 years.
It was really terrible optimization.
Holy crap, dude!
It was terrible optimized, but I think it's getting better now at least. But regardless, Aion 2, oh my god, there's a list. I should have written a list of how bad this looks.
Okay.
First of all, it's gonna be.
Go.
First of all, as you said, it's mobile crossplay. Instant red flag, probably dog shit. They further doubled down in the last one where they said you can play the entire game on mobile. It's probably not gonna be the best experience, but you can, which then again leads to, oh yeah, of course they're gonna dumb down the game for that. They have to an extent at least. Then you have obviously Giga Pay to Win. They even already they showed Pay to Win in the live stream before they even showed the gameplay. That was also cinema. I love that. After that, they showed the actual gameplay, which didn't really help their cause either, because instead of making a proper tab target game or a proper action combat game, they said, we will do in-between action camera targeting, which has never worked in any game ever. I think Throne Liberty had that. Guild Wars 2 had that. Most people didn't use that feature because it was less precise and just inefficient to use in most cases. So it's kind of already a red flag again why they would even go that path, because it doesn't make sense. The gameplay itself looked mobile again. The movement looked mobile. The little combo buttons, maybe Aion 1 had that too, so I'm not really familiar, but it reminded me of Crystal of Atlan, where you had to like put an ability behind another ability, which is, again, terrible in my book. So I don't really... The boss fights... we didn't see that much, so let's just say I'm not gonna criticize that either, but that's kind of the gist of it. I think Aion 2 out of 10 seems pretty realistic.
That's all you have to say, guys. That's all I have to say.
Don't worry, we have counters. Once you start yapping.
Bro, I told you the game gonna be 8 out of 10, and you know what? Now it's 9 out of 10. It looks fucking amazing. The game looks fucking best looking MMO in fucking decade. I don't know where you have eyeballs, okay? Where the fuck you have eyeballs? Where the fuck you have eyeballs? Okay? Double down.
Asking yourself
double down. This is... I was right. 100% I was right. I am always right, okay? I am always right. This is the best looking fucking MMO in a decade. No question asked. Let me play fucking, like, you know, let me play it shit. Just watch it. Wait.
It's Throne and Liberty for people who can't afford.
Whoa,
40
Throne and
series
Liberty,
GPU.
no. Throne and Liberty got cursed for 10 years, okay? Throne and Liberty got cursed. We forgot about this game.
The only good thing that came from that Aion 2 trailer is now I know for a fact that the senior devs are going to be taken off of Aion 2 and back onto Throne and Liberty.
Bro!
Because there's no way that project succeeds.
The game looks fucking amazing. The only combat...
Why?
How the combat will feel. That's my only concern. How the combat will feel. Okay? How the combat will play.
Tell me one good thing about it.
It looks fucking amazing.
Why?
Look, I will send you the trailer right now. They're like 4K uncooked version. Here you go. Watch it. I'm gonna put it up. Is this look like fucking mobile to you? Oh, I fucked up. Wait. Is this look like mobile to you? Are you fucking guys crazy? Where are your eyeballs?
What the fuck? Dude, there's mobile games that look just like this. Who the fuck?
Bro, look the fucking details.
Divium, I need you to calm down for a second, brother, and take a look at what you just showed. Tell me that that's not a take a picture mode in the game where it just like circles your character that they
in-game character and he's searching
around. It is
around.
not gonna look like that in game, bro.
It's gonna look like that in game.
The effect, they put it into photo mode, and they want it to look like, oh, share this clip to your friends on Facebook. That's exactly what it's gonna say in game, bro.
Wait.
100%.
Even if it does look exactly like that, who the fuck cares? Dude, that's just graphics.
But let's okay, because you guys say it's look shit. It's look shit, okay? I am just destroying your fierce argument that it looks shit. No, it do not look like shit. It looks amazing.
It looks like Unreal Engine slop to me.
Bro, I can't believe it. You guys
Default
live
character
so long in
creator.
a hate. You were like, you were so you were like, you were in your chamber molding on those shitty MMOs, and you still like, you have poison debuff for like fucking half year. You
It's
have
the
to get
opposite.
out from your chamber,
No.
fresh air, and debuff yourself, okay? The game looks fucking sick. The game looks fucking sick.
I want you to clip that and play that to yourself every morning
Yes.
when you wake up, Divium, because that's
Yes,
the only help.
2 months,
I
2
get,
months,
bro.
you're gonna all proven wrong. In 2 months. 2 months the game is
Wizard,
up,
you-
I'm gonna
you
play
did
it, and you will be wrong, and you wanna say, oh, Wizard Divium Furor, you were right. Yes, you were right.
You have the Booba Coomer parasite is what you have. That's the only positive you have to say is because the girls look hot in the game. That's
There's
that's
two
the,
booba sliders, bro. Twice as good as all the
There are
other
3
games.
Booba sliders.
that was not very believable. You need to pick a better argument.
Alright. Game looks amazing. We will see it in game when we gonna play the game, okay? Now, the game is not out yet. I see it already. Second, they said mobile is only assisting. The game is mainly developed for PC. Mobile is only assisting for you to get market and mini games. You won't be able to complete dungeons. That at least what my translator
they
said to
changed
me.
that already last time, no? Just the recent live stream, they said you can play the entire game on mobile.
No, I
It's
hear
not gonna be
different
good.
story. I hear
It's
different
not
story
gonna be
from.
good.
I hear different story from the. From the. We have translator, Taiwanese translator. All right, only in China. He translate from Ninja to our language, and he said mobile is only assisting. Like you can do market, you can do mini games, you can do quest, but main developed platform is PC.
Yeah, but Canon translated it as a Korean, and with the help of a Korean translator, I think too. And basically, they said everything is playable on mobile, but they expect if you go into boss fights, if you do like PvP, you probably want to play on PC.
Mm-hmm. And that's where they're gonna lose all their mobile audience.
Guys, we have now problem, okay? Because we have two different. Let me confirm. I'm gonna look, and I cannot look now. I will disturb the stream. Okay, they said, and we confirm it. I confirm it with 2 different translators that it will be. Mobile is assisting, and main platform is PC. And what else was the? What else is there? So this is like we leave it on neutral ground. The game come out, we can see. And Throne and Liberty accusation. Okay, let's start with Throne and Liberty situation. Okay, let's start in Throne and Liberty situation, so everyone will understand once for all. Okay, why the game suck dick. So like I don't need to like explain it. Okay, we have year 2010. Couple of NCs of the employees steal the Lineage 3 code. All right, make Terra. Game got delayed. 2016, they made it like isometric view. Lost Ark come out. They said, okay, the game is trash. We cannot compete with Lost Ark. We rebuild it once more. Then we have 2020, like 3 or 2. And they say, okay, the game is sick. The game is like not really up to our expectation. We changed the name from Project TL, that was Project The Lineage, on Throne and Liberty. And the game everyone is pissed on the game because the Lineage Andes are pissed because it's not as hardcore PvP, not as they used to Lineage. And new frogs that comes from WoW and from the, from the Final Fantasy are pissed because it's like, it's have the bad elements from all the games around. You get it, yes? I hope you get it, or you don't get it, I I just stutter and I don't know how to explain it more properly. The game just sucks, and Throne and Liberty was a mistake, okay? And I don't know why you're still playing it and like, slap yourself with the whip every time you log in. But if you enjoy it, then, more power to you.
Okay.
And
I
Aion
think that's
is
fair.
completely different story. It's separate group that cooked this game for 10 years. How the fuck you can cook games for 10 years and fuck this up? This is gonna be
They
huge
cooked Throne
game.
for 14,
If
so-
this game gonna fail up, it's gonna tank the fucking Guild Wars 2 with it, alright? Guild Wars 2...
Before we unleash Dank on the wizard,
Yes.
I think Throne Liberty combat nowadays looks way better than Ion 2 combat.
What? Are you fucking crazy?
As of 3 months ago, absolutely. Once they removed like not being able to move around as a melee character when you use skills,
and I hate it. I
like you can move around while you do all that now, Divium. I watched your video the other day, and you said that was like the worst part about the combat. You can definitely move around now. Sorry, Nico.
Yeah, that's
just
I was the biggest
counter
hater.
arguments. I'm here. Like, where are you have eyeballs? Okay, it have Blade and Soul DNA combat, and Blade and Soul combat is one of the best in MMO. It have combo system with layering skill that feels amazing in Blade and Soul. I fucking love it. The graphic looks amazing. They showed the boss. They showed the classes. They show mechanics. It looks challenging. They're gonna be built-in DPS matter, so I can gatekeep all the casuals. Bro, this game is like 9 out of 10. Built-in DPS matter with global ranking, so I can shame everyone that is worse than me. This is like dreams come true. PvP, sieges for the fortresses. Bro, this is dream come true. I wait for this game for like 10 years. We got it. It's 9 out of 10. Okay, let's say 8. 8 because I'm not sure about this combat. Because this like hybrid combat and targeting with it can be ass. If they solve this is fucking next MMO that we're gonna play for 5 or 6 years. The only 2 factors that can fuck this up is pay to win and the targeting with this combat. Everything else look pristine.
Okay.
So I'm just really curious if Throne and Liberty to this day on PC has still not figured out how to make large scale combat feel smooth. How the fuck do you think a mobile game's gonna do it by the same day?
It's not a mobile game. It have mobile elements to it.
Ah.
Oh.
Your dealer needs to stop selling you the copium, dude.
Can I get some of that? Holy. Jesus Christ, man. Oh.
First of all, I think Blade and Soul combat is overrated. Okay, hot take.
Okay.
Secondly, I think it's not even like Blade and Soul combat. It's more like Crystal of Atlan combos, because we did see the archer having the same button both on this left bar and the combo bar, meaning it's probably just you have like a certain sequence that you put on your buttons, which in and of its own is already terrible because it's kind of an auto clicker kind of thing where you just have like your whole combo on the same button. And it has the targeting issues.
No, we didn't play the game. We cannot tell yet. That's the make or break. Okay, make or break.
What do you mean?
They
dude?
have to
play
cook
Throne
it
right
like
now.
that. They have to cook it like that because if you have a classic tap target, it kinda sucks because it's slow. And if you have action combat like BDO, you cannot be precise. You just like this AoE fest. Okay, so we need something between, and they trying to do it.
I mean, you played Lost Ark.
Oh yeah, but Lost Ark, you have Lost Ark, yes. Lost Ark, it works because you have camera
I think that works
above
through
your
third
head, and
person.
you have a better field of vision. You have better field of vision. It's easier to aim. And if Lost Ark, if I see line of enemies and there are healer behind the tanks, I can fucking put my ability Gish on them, and the meteor lands on the healers. Good. If you have like third person like in Aion or Black Desert or any other third game, Throne and Liberty, if you have wall of people in front of you, you don't see what's behind them, and you cannot like lob skills through because they will block it with the body.
You can,
Okay.
but it's obviously a little like the vision.
You don't see what's
the vision I
behind.
agree. Yeah, that's valid, but you can obviously lob it behind them.
Yeah,
Like,
but
that's-
what? Some skills, yes, but mostly are like straight skill, and you have object in front of you, it will get body blocked.
It depends, yeah. I mean, you can do piercing. You have like ground indicators, like WoW does it with like Blizzard or something, like AOE
All right,
targeting
I
on
give
the
you
ground.
that. I give you that.
So it can work, but it's obviously, yeah. I mean, sure, Lost Ark, it's easier to see everything. Yeah.
Yes. All right, I'm waiting for more criticism because I haven't addressed everything, and
I
I'm
think
winning.
I've criticized the entire trailer that we had.
This is,
I mean,
bro. I don't know
honestly,
where,
bro,
guys. I don't know what the fuck happened to your eyeballs. Okay, are you like cursed or something? This game looks fucking S tier.
Let me just ask a simple question,
Yes,
Vivium.
please.
Other than the boob slider and the movement, what is different about Aion 2 from Throne and Liberty? Because the UI is the exact same. The
UI is
energy
from
system
Lineage.
is the exact same for the dungeons.
UI is from
like,
Lineage. Every NCSoft game have this UI. Okay, next. What was next?
the dungeon token system is the same, where you have energy because it is a mobile game, of course. So you're gonna be locked out and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
But you can trade items. You cannot trade items between yourself in Throne and Liberty. I can trade items in dungeon.
I can't.
with-
Actually.
Yeah, I can like if I drop fucking sword, I can give it to guy that use sword. Okay, not like in a fucking Throne and Liberty. You ruin dungeon, you get stuff. Oh, sorry, but you are mage. You are like you are archer. You drop the
I have
stuff.
a strong feeling that they're gonna add something that you have to purchase in order to trade somebody, so that they are still making money. Like to make an item tradable, you have to purchase.
Okay,
this thing
I
or
know what
something
it's
like
gonna
that.
be.
I don't know.
I know what it's
We'll
gonna
see.
be. Let's be honest with everyone. I have seen it. Okay.
Oof.
Cuts out of the back. Battle pass, skins, and more energy for the dungeon open chest.
More energy.
Oh, more openings for the dungeon. I see the key. The key will let you open like instead of three chests per day, you will have like 5.
But that
That's
alone
what
is
it is.
DOA. That's instant DOA.
No, because you have crafting and you can farm and you can craft items and they're gonna be on the same level as the dungeon ones. What you say about that? They're gonna be crafting and you can go outside, fucking collect the berries, nom nom nom,
Surely
and you
there's an
can
energy
craft the
system
weapon
to
and it will
craft
be
it.
match the dungeon one.
I don't know about that.
Then why am I grinding dungeons? It makes the dungeon grind kind of seem useless if you could just go out and chop a couple trees. And
Well,
get
it
the
will
same
take
weapon.
500 hours and dungeon will take 50 half hour,
That's still terrible.
Bro, this game, guys, get Taiwanese account and join me. We're gonna pump 2 months.
That's way too much effort.
Use
for
Vivian's
playing for
referral
20
link down in the comments.
No, I am genuinely I am genuinely excited for the game. I
Yeah,
was
but why?
skeptical, and then I listened the plan. I
Oh, why,
listened to
Nico?
the. Do you know how was the? I listened to the guy that makes pay to win for NCSoft. Do you know what his nickname is in company? Hand of Midas. That's how they call him.
we know why, Nico. This guy has been playing like ugly games for the last 6 months. He's brainwashed. That's why he thinks that Aion 2 looks so good, bro. He's been playing old classic MMOs and stuff, dude.
No, where you
Anything
where are you
that's
have
better,
where
dude.
you have where you have eyes? It looks it looks
Okay,
It
good.
but
looks
which-
like Unreal Engine 4.
But
It looks
which
good.
Unreal Engine 5 slob game didn't look good? At least
Yep.
when it was optimized.
Yep. And let's be real, we didn't get any real solid looking gameplay. The boss fight that they showed, literally even the ground attacks just looked like a low budget version of Throne and Liberties. I don't know, man. It looks bad. Yeah, the AoE indicators on the ground that they kind of look like they just like slopped paint across the ground, like orange paint across the ground for him. It looked really clunky.
Okay, I can give you that. I give you that. Overall, I think it was alright. I don't understand the hate. You should, guys, fingers crossed for a good MMO. They said mobile gonna be only supported role. You will be able to trade. They're gonna be PvP. They're gonna be open world bosses, open world PvP. You're gonna have everything for everyone. That's kind of concerning. 3,000 people on the boss instance. 8v8 battlegrounds, 16v16 battlegrounds, 1v1 and 4v4 normalized arenas for you. Everything is there. Everything is there. Crafting matters. You can craft shit, and it's not inferior to the dungeons. You have there is nothing to only you can say what is gonna be pay to win and what is gonna be the combat. Everything else look pristine. I cannot find like other points that I can latch in and hate the game.
So pay to win mobile games.
There's nothing. We haven't seen anything.
Yeah,
like no real gameplay, bro. They literally
how the real gameplay? They enter the fucking dungeon with some bozos and they go through dungeon. How we don't see the gameplay?
Dungeon, bro. Come on, dude. Over half of that video was them sitting in character creator. And anytime somebody asked a question about PvP, they were like, oh no, we talk about that later, bro. We talk about that in another stream. Yeah, we'll talk about PvP while we're doing our mobile stream next time. Like,
yes.
Come on, dude, nobody wants to watch you PvP on a phone. I don't know, man.
So your prediction is 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, yes. And your 8 out of 10 game, the only problem I have is how the targeting will work, if it's feel good and pay to win. Everything else looks...
Dank, what's your prediction?
100% flop. Maybe has hype for 2 weeks at best, and then everybody's like, wow, this is just a worse version of Throne and Liberty, and then they go back to playing Throne and Liberty.
So let's say also around 2 to 3 out of 10 territory.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 out of 10 is probably a stretch. Yeah. I can't believe that they wasted millions of dollars on this game.
I can't believe it. You guys will see. You guys will see the game will come out and it's gonna be massive success. It's gonna pump so hard that you will remind my words.
I mean,
and to be fair, nobody's defending Throne and Liberty. I'm just saying that Aion 2 is a sloppier Throne and Liberty, and it's just how it's gonna be.
I think you were already on the right path, Wizard. You know, the past few months, you've been delving into old school MMOs, and that is the only good MMORPG experience you're gonna get in the next few years until anything of substance releases. So, I think you are already on the right track, man.
I'm moving countries, so I will have less ping on Taiwanese server to play Aion.
Why do you? That's not the main reason you're moving countries.
Yes, that's side reason. Okay. Side reason. I will have to have less ping onto the server. I choose the country that is closer to Taiwan.
Okay.
Because this is the game I will fucking harvest. I will harvest all the haters and all the non-believers. You will, but the Church of Wizard accept. You know how the Bible was about the son that, that return, okay? So you will be returning son to the glory. You will be like, the... What was the one? How it called?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Prodigal son.
Prodigal son.
That's you guys. You will return to the light. You are now in darkness. I understand. after playing for 5 to 10 years of all of this slop, I also got, very, how we call it, negative emotion accumulating in me. I was very, angry, pissed, and now I see the light, and you guys didn't see the light yet. That's it.
What is your backup plan? Like
backup plan?
There's basically no chance this is happening, right? But
okay,
just maybe if Aion 2 is complete dog shit.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
Arcade.
You can't just move from slop to slop, man. You're gonna go insane. We need to protect you.
I think I will go WoW Classic.
That's based. I approve.
I will
of
try
this.
WoW Hardcore Classic.
I approve of this. That's
the only game, or RuneScape. That's the only 2 games. I flashed the WoW like 10 times. Maybe I will try this time, play with the group, see how the ride's on. And RuneScape. I also didn't play RuneScape.
I will link you some.
But it's not gonna happen.
Project.
That is not gonna happen. I see with my prophet eyes have seen the future. I am 90% sure it will succeed at least for a year. We're gonna have game minimum for a year. And everyone's gonna be happy.
No
Minimum
game
for
has
a year.
succeeded for a year, bro. Not a single game to release in the last 20 years has succeeded for a year, dude.
It will keep... Okay. Let's say it. It comes to EU June next year. It's gonna have more than 500,000 people online. 800k,
0% chance.
500,000 to 800k. That's gonna be the
chance.
brackets.
No way that happens.
500,000 to 800k people on Western release.
No way that happens.
That's happening. By the end of the year, we are on 200k bracket.
What are you smoking?
Yes, 100 to 200k bracket by the end of the year 26, and then they activate protocol cash shop and the game dies. But I will play on Asian servers, so I should get minimum a year of entertainment. Entire 26 I will pump so hard and I will have fun.
So it's very obvious that they're way less focused on the Western audience, first of all.
Yes.
Less than Throne Liberty was.
Yeah.
I think.
Throne Liberty was designed for Western audience.
Yeah. Throne Liberty already lost like a majority of people who were looking for playing it before it ever came to the West. Right? Because first of all, the beta was a disaster with the autoplay, which already hurt their reputation like crazy. And then it released in Korea. It was insta-dead in Korea. Like they instantly had no players. So the Western player base was already way less hyped. And what did it have on launch? Like 300k or something, if I remember correctly? There's 0% chance that Aion gets even close. Because it will release in Korea again and in Taiwan.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pay to win slop. The Western player base sees that. There's no communication, less than for Throne. So there's got to be less hype for it. And then it comes here and has like, I'm going to say max 200k on launch.
Okay, Dank, what's your take?
That's pushing it. Honestly, like, if it's going to be like free launch and everything, which I assume it will be because it's going to be Giga pay to win, then maybe they push 150, 200k. But if you look at the Steam charts from New World, which had a box cost, and then you look at Lost Ark, which was free to play, and then you look at Throne and Liberty, they are bleeding players. Like, they only had like 300k go and play Throne and Liberty versus the 1.3 million that played Lost Ark. And there's no, like, people have just completely lost faith in Korean MMOs and in publishers like Amazon.
True. And also they see the games before they come out, and then they already judge whether or not they want to play them. So that's also a big factor, I think, for Aion too, because that's also what's going to happen.
Yeah. And a lot of people look at Lost Ark's numbers and are like, oh, well, people are still interested in Korean MMOs. But I mean, that was also at like the peak height of COVID, as you were just showing with the NCSoft stock earlier. Like, it's so hard to gauge what's actually good during that time because everybody was just playing anything. They didn't have anything to do IRL. They were just at home all the time. So gaming in general was a massive peak, and we have nowhere near that many people playing games still 3-4 years after COVID has ended. It just is what it is. You see it in GPU prices. When they released the 30 series, they were all instantly out of stock. When they released the 40 series, they were all out of stock. Now they have 50 series just sitting on shelves, just wasting away. Like, it is what it is. It's the current state of gaming has maybe 1/4, like a quarter or a fifth of the people that we had 4 or 5 years ago.
Yep, I hard agree with all of that. I think 500 to 1 million concurrent for Aion 2. That's
No, I don't say it's gonna be 1 million on the no, that's too much copium. 500k minimum, 800k maximum.
That's the crazy.
That's like optimistic part.
With or without bots, though. With bots, it's achievable. Maybe if there are 500,000 bots, I mean, maybe.
All right, it's all recorded now for the internet. In forever, gonna stay in the internet, and in 6 months we will hopefully we're gonna meet all three again, and I will say.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I'm right, and you will gonna
if
be.
You're right.
I will tell you even more. We're gonna be in one party, and we're gonna pump dungeons. That will be even better.
If you're correct, Divium, and Aion 2 actually succeeds, I will buy you Alpha 2 for Ashes of Creation.
Okay. Okay.
That's a good bet. That's a good bet.
Okay. Okay.
And it's also a bet that he can't lose. I mean,
Yeah. How he can lose? I can't lose. So what's okay? I will give you prediction. The game will okay. We start at November. The game is huge success in Asian market. We are pumping. The game comes to EU. NA, moderate, I will say, hype gonna be already a little settled down because meta gonna be figured out, you know, so only casual Andes will mostly be most excited. Hardcore gamers not so much. Maybe we will jump from the Taiwanese version to the EU one if the game gonna be super good. We're gonna have like 500k, 700k players, and the game will start deteriorate around 2027 February, March, because content will be, everything will be solved. We're gonna catch up to the updates from Korea. Pay to win will start, and everyone will hate the game again. But I am telling you, we have minimum year of amazing content. And if what they say it's true, they want to create Aion to compete, of course. NCSoft releases 7 new games next year, and they want to use Aion as some kind of, you know, look, we are not pay to win, we are actually fair, like the, propaganda tool to show what they can do, and they are fair. They want to like use the Aion to that's what they say on their like meeting. Aion 2 as a tool to improve their how they are perceived on the West. They want to use Aion 2 as a like vehicle, so everyone will on the West will say, "Oh, they're actually cool," and then the 7 games will come out next year to turbo milking. That's the plan that they disclosed on their meeting like 2 weeks ago.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
When was the last time NCSoft made a game that didn't flop?
Ooh.
And I'm not even really talking about just player numbers here. I'm just talking about like actually quality experience of a game from the get-go.
Blade and Soul was late in West and it bagushed because it went against Blade Black Desert. Wildstar was okay. Wildstar 2014. Wildstar was alright game.
I agree.
But it closed. But it actually, people that play WoW and Final Fantasy, all of them universally say that Wildstar was okay.
Wildstar wasn't developed by NCSoft, was it?
Was developed by NCSoft.
Yeah?
They published and released by NCSoft. It was not? Well, Wildstar. Alright.
And you can also not say Guild Wars 2 because it's the same story there. It's not NCSoft, it's Arena.
Carabine Studios Incoming was a video mobile developer and subsidiary of NCSoft. So they belong.
Just like ArenaNet is, so it's
they
not really
belong
NCSoft.
to NCSoft or created, yeah. They're like, subsidiary. So basically, using NCSoft money, the Western devs did it.
Yeah, so the last time they developed the game, which one was good?
I think for
Has to be
mobile
Blades
or for
for them.
PC?
There's no such a thing as a good mobile game. Okay.
Okay, so for the last good game, 2012, Blade and Soul, first 2 years. So 2012 was the last good game.
That makes you hopeful and confident that 13, 16 years later, 13, 14 years later, they can recapture the lightning in a bottle again.
Yes. What else I can do? I can only believe. I can only believe. I can only believe.
Oh man.
But we will see. We'll see. I hope you guys are wrong and I am right. But if you are guys right and I am wrong, then it's gonna be, it's gonna be. It is what it is. It's business as usual.
I didn't even say Riot will make the next big MMO.
Riot will do shit, okay? If Riot is for milled people. Riot is for everyone. Riot is like, you look on this game and it's made for everyone, it's milled. MMOs made for everyone do not have sense because you cannot make people happy that are hardcore PvP and you cannot make balanced game for everyone. I think we should stop trying to appeal to all the crowds at the same time. It leads to nowhere. Make the game for specific audience, and they're gonna be happy. That's it.
I actually have the opposite take.
Really?
I actually think the greatest MMOs ever made were ones that were appealing to massively different audiences. RuneScape and Classic are both games that have a big PvP part to them, maybe even build upon it to an extent. The Wilderness comes to mind in RuneScape, for example, or the entire faction thing in WoW. They have a lot of life skill stuff. They have a lot of PvE stuff, all fleshed out to an extent. RuneScape obviously more so than WoW because RuneScape is more of a sandbox. But the greatest MMO is the one where different kinds of people do different kinds of things, but still connect. Like, for example...
And everyone have medical experience. People that play PvE say, unbalanced, not enough damage. People that PvP...
That's not that hard. That's not that hard to balance either. Like, there's plenty of games that have already managed to balance PvP and PvE separately. And also, that's also kind of a hot take. I think balancing is way overrated. And it's usually becomes way more important the longer a game is out or the more figured out a game is. So if we have a game released in Korea for 2 years before it comes to us, obviously then the balance becomes important already because they have had 2 years to figure it out and then we kind of just take over from there. But if there's a new game coming out that is not figured. No one knows anything about it. And the combat is complex, more so than the modern games that are releasing because they're all going backwards, in my opinion. Then balance is much less of an issue. At least initially.
I'll agree with that, but I also think that in order to make a game that is visually good enough for 2025 or whatever year it's going to be when the game comes out, that has the amount of content that a game like RuneScape has, it's just not really something that's feasible without like 20 years of development. When they made RuneScape, they made it for like web browsers. You know, like you could literally run it on your browser. It did not take a lot of files up on your PC. It didn't take a crazy system. You could play it literally anywhere. And that made it easier for them to build out the game.
Sure.
And was a lot less development work. I just, as much as I would like to see an MMORPG in the current day and age that hits all facets, I just don't think that it's logistically possible. We're already in this situation where developers can't make a game that's good at a couple things anymore when it comes to MMORPGs.
True.
Like we can't even get a couple things done very well, you know? So in order to get developers to make a holistic game on a current engine, it's just not something that I see possible. And that's why I feel like developers need to hone in and focus on their specific niche. You know, like AOC isn't for everyone, but it's for their specific niche audience. And you're absolutely right. Like some of the best games were available for everyone, but that time of grind and a ton of stuff to do in the game is kind of a little bit too overwhelming for the majority of the gamers that we have today, which are more casual, the working class. There still deserves to be like giga grind MMOs for those specific people. But I just think that devs need to really hone in what they want their game to be and focus on fleshing that out. And if they get that right, then they can move on to focusing on other things. A big issue is just the developers want to appease to everyone so that they can get as many eyes on it as possible and hit those, you know, like Lost Ark 1 million player counts. And then the game doesn't really get any proper support or good updates over the next few years.
I mean, that's what
right?
Lost Ark did, right? Exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Lost Ark initially was a open world MMO with all kinds of things to do. And that didn't work because their systems were bad. And then they said, okay, we just try out this last thing with bosses, and that worked. And all of a sudden, that's all they are doing. And that's also the reason why the game failed, though. So it's kind of like...
the game failed because you have to have 17 characters or you need to pay €1,000 per month.
Okay, yes.
If you have to do one dungeon 70 times per week on 15 different characters, you want to kill yourself, okay?
But why is that?
Because they want to...
Because there's no other content in the game.
No, they want to put people into infinite loop, so you will suck life for you. So its life is sucked from you, or you spend €200 on the game.
Yeah, but that's just a symptom. Because they have zero content outside of the raid. So even if you only play one character, you will play 3 hours a week. Because there's no other things to do. It's empty. That's what I mean. They only honed in on the raiding, and the rest of the game's empty. So even if you wanted to play only one character more than 3 hours a week, you couldn't. There's nothing to do. So it's a short-term thing, right? Like, short-term, it's completely correct that if you want to have a successful launch of a game, you want a polished, honed-in experience. Because that's the only way you can even achieve that, because there's so much, like an MMO is so massive, that you need like a 2,000 people studio to make something massive again. So it's completely correct in that sense that you need to do that to have a good launch.
If we're
but
talking
I think
about
it's only
that,
short term.
we swiftly
gonna
add
succeed.
the new stuff from yesterday. Pixel Castle game. Did you know what is it? You know or you don't know? The Ghost Crawler one. 16 months, and they put out like 14 months, 16 months, and they put up working game. And Cock Cornetch and Josh Strafehaze were streaming it yesterday. We had a presentation for 1 hour, and all of that I take from this presentation is they have queued the director. That's it. And what did you take from the presentation? Did you watch it? Did you watch it? You know
Go
what?
ahead, Nico.
I did watch it. Well, I watched like the first blue zone that they did, the first dungeon or whatever they did. I feel like I'm just a broken record. Like that shit was absolute ass. Like I didn't see anything good in there. Well, there were many red flags way before they ever showed anything. Because I've watched a bunch of his interviews about this game that he's trying to make, and his take is on the genre is well. First of all, Ghostcrawler was the guy who was kind of a lead designer or director at some point for WoW, but he didn't even start until like 2008. Okay. So that was already after the golden era of WoW was over. So he was basically...
wait, where does the golden... I assume the golden era of WoW ended at the Wrath of the Lich King.
Technically speaking, I would say Vanilla was the real golden boy for them. That they really struck, like they got the lightning in a bottle again, but that was Vanilla, I think. And then TBC and Wrath were kind of extensions of the base, kind of, you know? So the really great design was in Vanilla, and the 2 expansions after kind of build upon it a little bit. And after that, it just fell off a cliff. So... and that's where Ghostcrawler comes in. He is responsible for the era after the greatest era.
He's Shadowland era, yes?
He's the dog shit era. He okay. Kind of led WoW down the wrong path, kind of thing. And that really shows in his game, because that's exactly what he's doing again. He's bringing back island expeditions. I don't know if you guys played WoW during Battle for Azeroth, but that's basically what the blue zones are. It's randomized zones with 30 different objectives, also random which one you get, running around some generated slop with like roguelike elements, instanced. Yep. And then every now and then there is red zones that are open world zones, but they have never shown them, and they are kind of vague about them. So it seems like it's exactly what he wanted WoW to be: more instance, more casual. No, not really grindy. You just log in every few times. Whenever there's a new update, you log in for a week or 2, and then he says like, "We want to allow you to enjoy other games too," kind of mindset, right? Which is the opposite of how you should make an MMO. And yeah, I think that is he's just milking netties for their money, and it's gonna flop more than any of the games we talked about today.
Yeah, but we have to admit that making Studio 2023, and by 2025 having like concept running online with multiple those content creators, and having something to show up, the demo with working state, and it don't have 5 frames per second, that's impressive.
Sure.
That's impressive that they put it together, and you can already tell what they're planning. And it's kind of playable, and it was done from scratch in above a year. That's what they said. Dank?
That is impressive. Yeah.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you need a link?
Throw together a playable. Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I watched the trailer that they put out where Ghostcrawler was just like talking about the game. Well, not trailer, but like the short 1-minute video that Ghostcrawler put out last year. And then I watched a little bit of the Co and Josh Strife-Haves footage this morning, and I don't know, the game kind of, I was a Dark and Darker player, like a pretty heavy Dark and Darker player, and there was a game similar to Dark and Darker called Legacy Steel and Sorcery, which was kind of like an Extraction World of Warcraft looking version of Dark and Darker. I don't know, that game flopped. I don't see that style of gameplay succeeding in this current modern market. Maybe if it released like 10 years ago, like when like all the other like battle royales and stuff like that started to show themselves, then it would have been a little bit more engaging. But the players that are looking for an MMO aren't really going to be satisfied with that game. And 100% it's just going to feel like a more casual World of Warcraft / extraction / I don't even know the type game. Like it seems really weird to me. Maybe it like holds an audience for a little bit, just because like Ghost Crawler's putting it out, like people are actually going to know about it. But I think that if anybody other than like Ghost Crawler from Riot were to be putting out that game, then nobody would care about it and there wouldn't be any attention on it right now.
Oh.
And even now it's kind of rough. Like on their YouTube, for example, it's not really like people talk about it a little bit, but it's the masses haven't.
Because there is so many. Because Aion 2 is winning now, and we have 2. You know, it's all about Aion now.
I don't know about that one. I don't...
Yeah.
We're gonna find out, I guess.
We are taking all the life from the space now. And the guy said on the chat, could you please roast this youngster? The skepticism and the lack of ability to see Aion 2 will be giga great. Those future seeing abilities are not available to those magic apprentices. I completely agree with you. And we will show them in 2 months. They will come back to Jesus. They will have come to Jesus moment back. Don't worry, guys. Just hashtag believe. Alright. It's gonna be next best MMO. We're gonna play it for next 5 years. I 100% believe it. We cannot lose this time. We were waiting 10 years. Come on, we were waiting 10 years. How they can lie to us? This is gonna be a win. 100%. Alright. Good. Now, do you want to add any topics? Because I think we covered everything that was in the last 2 months. We had the Bellatorez, we had Chrono Odyssey delay, we have Blue Protocol, we're gonna go play beta, we have Drakantos, this 2D one, we have the Pixel Castle game with the Riot guy, that was a WoW guy that make the Right Finder, and we have Aion 2, and only Aion 2 was the game that I didn't find a common language with my colleagues. They're unbelievers, they're 2 out of 10, I am 8 out of 10. Alright? Did we miss any game chat? Did we forget about something? Alright, so now if nothing comes to mind, we're gonna take some questions from the chat.
Oh man.
We're gonna get questions from the chat, and you just right. Like, you know, you just mark the person that you want to give your question to. And we will try to answer.
Someone earlier said that Lost Ark was never open world, but what I'm talking about is before we ever got our hands on it. That was basically when it released in Korea and on Russia. And that's when Lost Ark, well, it wasn't complete open world, there was still Guardian raids, but it was mostly open world. That's why you still have the boat system, the islands were more relevant, there was a lot more emphasis on that. But
true.
Yeah.
Questions from chat. Okay, why are you guys asking me? Would you buy me an extendable weapon on Aion 2? No. What are you and others red flags of Aion 2? What should happen so you immediately run out of all the copium? They're gonna be, we talk about it for 20 minutes or 30 minutes. You can watch the VOD, it's gonna be on the YouTube, but I just give you TLDR. They think it's mobile, pay to win slop, the game looks trash, the combat is trash, and they just biting us, and I'm just, you know, it's bite for the goners, and the game will fail. And my stand is, how the fuck it can fail? It looks amazing, and we're gonna show them. That's it.
I'm excited to be wrong.
Yes, and we're gonna play together. Let's go. We're gonna have sieges. Right. Are you excited? We're gonna get sieges. We're gonna get the Legion, 1,000 people. We're gonna zerg each other. Whoa, that's gonna be great
all gonna
time.
Be smooth. There's gonna be no lag and no world disconnects. None of that stuff, dude.
Oh, Throne and Liberty, in terms of optimization, you have to give that it works all right.
Yeah.
A Siege, you have Siege, and you can actually see what's happening. In Black Desert, when you have Siege, you don't see what's happening. You're like, oh, I died, I don't know to what I died. In Throne and Liberty, you can more or less say, okay, what is, what is the... What's killed you? And why we are waiting for the question from the audience, I will ask you, Dank. Okay, I quit Throne and Liberty in February, so I'm not on the train. Can you tell me, did they fix the fucking hackers? Did they fix the cheating? And did they fix like those stupid rune farming that took life from you? Do you have there is still cheaters, and there you still need to like do 20-hour daily farm for runes? What's the changes?
So about those, one, every single game that is out has cheaters, and you are correct that Throne and Liberty had like a lot of them, and they were not punishing them early on. And around April or May, they started punishing people that were like exploiting dungeons and that type of thing and sending out bans. As far as the dimensional trials that you were talking about, where you just gotta like spam dungeons and do dailies and that type of thing, they're actually next month they're making those much more rewarding. They put out raids recently, which are actually pretty good, and the hardest mode comes out on this Thursday that's coming up. Battlegrounds are finally coming next month, and they're finally doing what they did in Korea, which is called Hyper Boost, which is like a way for new players and returning players to catch up. So like that's really good. The combat, they changed it, like I was saying earlier, to where you can actually move around when you're using abilities. I know that was like a big complaint that you had. It just seems like the developers are actually listening to the community now that the game has died and their plan has failed, right? And now they're like, okay, well, we thought that what we had planned was going to work out and we didn't want to listen to anybody. Now we kind of have to, if we're going to garner any community and not shut down the game in a couple of years, right? And honestly, if you would have asked me about Throne and Liberty 3 months ago, I would have just laughed and laughed. Even though I was still streaming it, I would have just laughed and said, no new player should ever come and play this game. But in the last couple months, NCSoft and Amazon are making all of the right moves. Like, actually, they're making all of the right moves. It just took them over a year to figure it out if you consider Korean launch, right? But to be fair, almost all the great MMORPGs that we have been talking about today needed a year or two after launch to really get into their groove and put out new content and get rid of the exploiters and the real world traders and stuff. I feel like especially RuneScape, like RuneScape when it was in classic form back in the day was a shit show, and it took them years of getting that right, and there's still a lot of issues with it, as far as like botters and that type of thing. RuneScape is one of the most heavily botted games in history, right? You'll never eliminate the cheaters and the hackers because there's people that literally get paid to make them. As far as that's concerned, like there's still going to be there people exploiting Q blocks and stuff like that. But Throne and Liberty 4 months ago was probably a 3 out of 10 for me, even as somebody that was main game streaming it. And Throne and Liberty now is probably like a 7 out of 10. It's not an 8, it's not a 9, but they are actually doing the right things. Like, honestly, they're doing the right things. And it's at least hopefully by the end of September, it's not the same game that people remember. Like, all the dailies are way easier to do. You spend like 5 minutes doing your dailies, 10 minutes doing your dailies now. And I just think that, if Aion 2 does flop and they get the senior developers back on Throne and Liberty, then that will be like the last thing that they need to actually start regaining players, is, like some actual senior devs there that know what the fuck they're doing and they're not just like pushing out bugs. But we'll see.
All right, so we have, that was 8 out of shocking. But let's begin with questions from the chat. Questions for everyone. From which studio that has never developed an MMO would you like to see an MMO? Or for them to give it a try, and why? Let's start with Dank.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I was
All right.
reading chat, my bad.
Question for everyone. From which studio that has never developed an MMO would you like to see an MMO, or for them to give a try, and why? Like if you want from Witcher, or from Riot, or from Bandai Namco, or from which company will do good MMO in your opinion?
I don't think any of them will. Realistically, I think that developers should stay in their lane. GGG, as someone saying in the comments, is probably the most fair developers of any game that I've ever played with Path of Exile, as far as their monetization and their updates and the content that they're bringing to the community, and getting rid of, the bad events that they put into the game for the season, and then keeping the good ones that people like. They seem to really listen to the community, and I think maybe GGG is the only one that I'd like to see an MMO from. Because Path of Exile is like right on that border of being an MMORPG, in my opinion, because it's got like the trade on the website and everything, kind of simulates an auction house. You don't really play with other people. But I mean, like, Diablo tried to do that, and it didn't really feel any different going to like world bosses for Diablo like every couple hours and just seeing a couple other players. It didn't feel like I was playing with them, So I don't know. GGG is probably the only developers that I have any faith in that have a current game out right now.
Okay,
I agree with the GGG part. GGG is probably the fairest multiplayer game developer that I know. Off the top of my head, I think so. Obviously, as much as I think the Riot MMO, what they're developing right now for the other games is bad, and also I think Arcane Season 2 was bad. I don't have a lot of hope or trust into Riot, but I do think Riot is the only company right now that has everything in place to make the best MMO. They probably won't, but they have the resources. They have the pre-existing story. They have an entire world. They have a massive fan base that wants to explore that world. They have the money. They have the talent. They have everything they want. So that's the only studio that I think has the chance to make the next big MMO. But to answer the question, is probably CD Projekt Red. I mean, I think their single player experiences are top notch, but I don't know if they would be able to make a multiplayer experience. Larian is one other. I don't like Baldur's Gate, but I think they're also a very, very fair and passionate studio. That made Baldur's Gate studio, and yeah, that's probably it. Maybe someone said Rockstar earlier. I mean, they're kind of making a half MMO with GT Online, I guess. But yeah, that's what I would say.
And I would say greeting GGG is good pick. And I would say From Software, because Elden Ring exists. The map of Elden Ring,
They make console combat though.
Let's combat is it's better than the one that we have in some MMOs, okay? Combat
That's
is
true.
okay. Kinda, sluggish, kinda like specific to Souls games. But they already built a map that can, and the game that was Elden Ring that I think can, if you put multiple players on it, it will work, So they know, they already proven that they can build big map and it not feel empty or repetitive or, Because you were going through the Elden Ring and you find, okay, there's a new monster, there is castle here. It didn't feel like copy-paste, like they did in the, what was the game name? New World, that they just put the city, copy-pasted, and switch it by the side. So the world was built properly in Elden Ring. So I will say From Software. Okay, next question. We have NCSoft. NCSoft, the community with the most failed MMO. What makes you think the Aion will succeed? Question for me and for Neko.
Well, I don't. I don't think it will succeed. Yeah.
Because we fail so many times that this time we succeed.
Gambler's fallacy.
Yes. Okay, Divium Fuller, what can we and what are next doing those 2 months before Aion 2? So there is Aion 1 classic server, like Ascent, and I will play it. Why I will play it? Because the NCSoft employees catch me playing private server. And they were not happy about it. And they suggest me, we're gonna have Aion Ascent. Would you like to try it? Would you like to try the Aion Ascent server? And how is your private server going, And I said, yes, I would play Aion Ascent, yes! So to, avoid possible blasts, I said, okay, I will play the Aion Ascent. So we're gonna play Aion Ascent next 2 months. That will be some traumatic experience for some people because it's green pay-to-win dog game, but it is what it is. What we have next? Aion 2 from GGG from software. I'm just looking for a chat on the chat. Do you find something? Because I'm like super behind.
I think that's about it. The burning questions.
Yeah. They just talk to each other. They don't care about us.
Would you want gear sets and MMOs?
That's must.
I had that discussion about that yesterday, I think. So you guys can answer that for now.
Okay, gear sets. You want to have like what you think about armor sets and the weapon sets? Yes. Okay. Dank, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I think that in a lot of games, gear sets are good and they provide power. And without them, you kind of have like too many options of things that you could build. Like in Throne and Liberty, they have gear sets, but there's still just like way too many combinations of different gear that you could build. And it becomes a little bit overwhelming, especially for new players. And with gear sets, you kind of like are telling them you should get the rest of these pieces so that you can get this set, and it kind of helps things. But at the same time, it's a thin line because you kind of want to have that freedom, and a lot of people really like being able to make custom builds and that type of thing. And sometimes gear sets can be a little bit too linear form of like progression, and a lot of people just really aren't into it. I think that having a couple gear like set effects in your game is fine, but when it's literally like, okay, well, this class only runs this gear set and this class only runs this gear set, it's just way too minimalistic and takes a lot of the fun in MMORPGs out of it.
That was kind of my take too.
A question for Neko, there is. Do you find pay-to-win more yeah.
I mean, we can all answer that. Do you find pay-to-win more acceptable MMOs if there's no PvP in it? For me, I think it's always a problem. Because it invalidates progression too. Like, even if there's just a damage meter, I already feel like, okay, this guy he's playing as much as me, but he's just swiping, and I can never catch up to this guy. That pisses me off. I think it always pisses me off, to be honest.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what genre it is.
Game have any form of cash shop in it. It's 20% the web. It's not even about pay to win. Skins also make the game worse.
I agree. I don't like skins.
Yes, I don't like skins. There is a cash shop microtransaction in the game. The game is you can drop 1 or 2 points from the overall game experience. Already. And about sets. I will just give quick about sets. So sets, okay, but I like sets to have like 6 or 9 parts. And you're getting bonus for 3 parts, for 6 parts. And you can mix like 2 sets together. That's when I feel the sets are like a good balance. Not too much options, but you are not locked to one set that you need all like 8 or 6 pieces to activate the effect. Let's say you have like 3, 5, and 8, and you have to 5 pieces and activates 1 bonus, and you can do 3 pieces from the other one and mix it together, and it gives more options. That would be my take on the sets. And about pay to win, you, Dank?
I personally think that pay to win is the devil. I think that some games should have them, but it's not what I'm looking for in a game. I'm not a casual gamer, so those interests don't align with me. This kind of goes to where I was talking about earlier of like, I think that developers should know what type of game they want to make. Like when we had Taurus Land and they were like promoting that it was going to be this classic free-to-play, non-pay-to-win game, was literally the first line everywhere that you found their game, whether it was Google, YouTube, Twitter, it didn't matter. And then they change it to a pay-to-win game. Like you're just disservicing the entire community that you've like garnished up until that point, and your game's probably doomed because you haven't drawn in enough pay-to-win gamers to make money, and you haven't drawn. I mean, the free-to-play player is going to leave once they find out that it's not actually a free-to-play, non-pay-to-win game, right? Nobody wants to play a video game to feel like they can't compete with someone else, and that's what pay-to-win does. The point of gaming is for a lot of people, is to escape their real life and feel like they're on an even playing field with other people. And when you have pay to win or pay to progress in games, that takes away that element. And it's like, oh, well, this guy that makes 5 times as much as me in real life now has 5 times as much gear as me in the game. And also, when you create a game with time gates for pay for progression or with pay to win, as you're developing the game, you are literally thinking of ways that you can make the game an inconvenience so that people will swipe around
that's
that.
The biggest one.
And that is fucking detrimental. You know,
that's the biggest problem. Like design the game so it will push you into cash shop. Make the game worse on purpose so you will swipe.
Yeah.
Sell the solution. Yeah. And also a lot of people in chat are like, how will the developers feed their children when there's no pay to win? How did they do that back in the day? It's obviously okay. This is
Final Fantasy still have like acceptable levels of there is skins.
I think that skins are fine.
And there are skins, and there is level boost. They have level boost, and they have
level boost is giga cringe too.
Yeah, it's cringe, but
No, I hate it because I think the massive part of MMOs and the best
the
part of
leveling
it is leveling.
In Final Fantasy, it's like injecting nails into your ass. So
yeah, exactly. That's why they sell it. That's why they can sell a boost because it's so bad.
Some people love it. Actually, I skip the fucking text and cutscene, and chat wants to send assassins after me. Final Fantasy was wheeled right.
Box price. Subscription fee. The only problem with that is you need to make a good game. Alert. You need to make a good game to have a fair fucking monetization model too.
I mean, I know that a lot of people are probably going to be like, why is he bringing up these games? But Fortnite and League of Legends have 0 pay to win whatsoever and are 2 of the highest grossing games of all time. Whenever it comes to like making money, like 0 pay to win. They're not MMORPGs. I agree. They're not MMOs, but that just proves that you don't have to have pay to win in your game in order to make money. Simple microtransactions, like small convenience things, like maybe storage space, as long as your game isn't like you can't play it without storage. It's just like kind of a nice thing to have. You can grind like another 30 minutes out there before you have to go back and like manage your storage. I think that's fine, and skins are fine, but anything else is just atrocious and affects the gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like what Wizard said earlier too, is like skins do take away from MMOs. Yes, I think more so than other genres. Yeah. But I do think the best way to do it is box price subscription fee. The second best way is skins. And then the third terrible way is, pay to win stuff or pay to convenience.
I will say I think that developers need to normalize, if they want to sell microtransactions like skins in their game, and it's an MMORPG, they need to normalize having a button in the UI that you can click and turn off everyone's skins.
I love that.
Yes!
Like,
oh my god!
It's not that hard, bro.
Yes! Yes!
I like that.
Yes!
Especially as a PvP player, because I mean, you got like this
that
tank
is like
at you,
huge part. I was molding
dressed
about
like
it in
this
Throne
cute
and
girl.
Liberty.
Like,
I was molding about it Throne and Liberty
Yeah.
because you cannot inspect the player, what he has on him. And by the looks of the armor, they're designed quite well. I can tell what is his build, what is his good against, or what is his build. You can tell it by looking at the character and what the technique you should apply. And skins completely ruin this part because it's like, oh yes, that will be amazing if you can disable the people skins.
Yeah, that's the good solution.
Then it can have the skins in shop.
Yeah.
But if you cannot disable, I'm not, because it's like oversaturation, because they have to keep adding skin, keep adding the cosmetic, keeps adding the cosmetics, and the cosmetics you have in game, like the new person come, and how the casual when it logs to the game, it has to know that I am the champion of this server, alright? They have to straight know that I am the boss here, and they have to kneel in front of my presence. And how the casuals will know if I am good, if everyone looks like amazing and everyone's skin is like wow, and you have like 700 of them, they don't know that I am good, okay? That's the problem.
Yep.
I agree.
It adds too much noise, too much too much. If
You can't identify anything.
Yeah, if everyone looks like Prince, no one is a Prince.
Yes.
Albion Online. How is it? Okay.
Yeah, and what Dank said earlier, also, you don't really know who you're fighting either, or who you're with. Like, if you see someone in your group logging in to your dungeon, you can kind of tell if that guy's good, what kind of gear he's wearing. If you're fighting someone in the open world and he's coming at you with high-level gear, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. And you kind of also can gauge what kind of class maybe he plays, what kind of... that kind of stuff, too. And with skins, all of that is gone.
Did you play launch of BDO, Nico, or Divium?
Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
do you remember the fucking ghillie suit and how busted the ghillie
Yes.
suit was?
Oh my
That's the reason I
God.
quit BDO. That one skin is the reason that I quit BDO a month after launch. I just couldn't take it anymore, dude.
Must have for PvP.
Crazy.
Bro, the fight in forest, and if you don't have ghillie suit, you are like...
Yeah, it's over, dude.
It's not only you
100%,
cannot tell it
terrible.
between trees, it also the gray out the nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't see their nameplate. That was the worst part. Like, you just couldn't see them. Like, crazy,
That was
man.
insane. They made skin pay to win. They made skin that has no statistic, they make it, ghillie suit was awful.
True.
Oh, at the beginning it take entire nameplate, and then they nerf it that it showed nameplate, but it was
nowadays,
like hidden a bit.
Yeah.
Good. Do we have any more question from chat? Edison failed his light bulb also a lot of times. Aion 2 will be 200 out of 10. Time has come. Yes, brother!
Okay, Antisoft is not Edison.
We will win. We will show those infidels what's the true power. All right,
bro, it's gonna be flying a kite like Benjamin Franklin and get fried, dude. 100%.
We hit 2 hour mark. I don't see any more questions, guys. Do you see any more questions?
You guys are out to open world.
One more.
Looks like there were 2 mobs in like a huge area in the open world.
There'll be 2 mobs in the huge area. We had discuss Aion 2. You have to watch the VOD. It will be on my.
But we didn't talk about the open world because there's, as you said, nothing to talk about. There was not much to talk about the open world.
I mean, we saw character creator in a dungeon, bro. What open world?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Do you want to say something to the viewers? And we're gonna slowly wrap it up because we hit 2 hour mark.
We will make a meme.
They inflict so much emotional damage. Those 2 chosen ones, those 2 guys that understand MMO, and I have such hope in them that they will true challenge, not like Cock Carnage or Joe Strength has the casual facts. I bring you true top expert that I found on the internet, golden boys, and they say, oh, this is gonna fail. They don't see the potential. There, I have to lay down. Emotional damage was too high.
We will make
Alright,
a meme
It'll be
montage.
fine. It's gonna succeed, right?
Yes.
So it'll be fun.
Yes.
Meme montages.
So
Yeah, we make a meme montage of the wizard
Dank,
copium after it's released.
last what you have to say to the audience? Last words before we wrap it up?
Throne and Liberty good, Aion too bad.
Neko?
All MMOs are trash. We need to go 20 years in the past to enjoy good ones.
And I will say, Aion 2, next big thing, guys, get hyped. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, the guest, Mr. Dank, RNG, Mr. Neko. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed our podcast. I hope we're gonna meet in future when I will be proven right and you're gonna be proven wrong. Okay, I will invite you once more. That was pleasure, and it was pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for accepting my invitation. And yeah,
Anytime, man. Thank you for having me.
thank you very
I
much for
appreciate it.
coming to podcast, and we hope we're gonna see each other again. You chat, thank you very much for all the questions, all the support. Check their other guys. Let's give them the shout out. You all know Neko, so let's give shout out to
You
Dan.
can see both of their links in the title.
Yeah.
And I just like to say, Nico, thank you for saving combat in Throne and Liberty, brother. Okay, if it wasn't for that clip, I would be clicking one button and watching all my abilities go off every day, dude. You're a hero.
It was a community effort, but I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you. And